Hello, gorgeous Libra family, and welcome to your March 2019 reading. Here we are at the precipice, at the beginning of a very big new energetic cycle. We've been talking about it a lot. We've been having these 0-degree full moons, which you guys get one in your sign this month to continue the series of 0-degree full moons. And now we are shifting into a new gear. Chiron moved into Aries in February for good. Uranus is going to move into Taurus on March 6th for until 2026. So we have those long-range transits begun in March. And we have one of our first Mercury retrogrades in a water sign, and that series will be continuing throughout the year. The Mercury retrogrades will be hitting water signs where they used to be hitting fire signs. So we're going to be checking in different parts of our lives now compared to the last year or two on that front. So let me get shuffling while I talk to you guys about the unique energy that is working with the Libra family, because I just got goosebumps when I started thinking about it. But the word that came to mind for you all when I started thinking about your energy was vertigo. And the reason I say that is it's that kind of feeling where you're getting high up into new territory and you feel like you don't have safety equipment on. You feel like you are teetering on some kind of dangerous cliffside because you're growing into these new beautiful spaces. And letting yourself grow into that is its own journey. And we get vertigo when we are scared we don't deserve it. And a card just flew out. Let's see what we got. 2 of Cups. Wow. And that makes a lot of sense because, of course, we started in Pisces season this month, which for you is the 6th house check-in energy where you're checking in with your physical body, you're checking in with your daily routine, your habits, and Mercury retrograde is happening in Pisces this month with that energy starting on the 5th. So, you're going to be feeling through your body, checking in with that. And then we hit into Aries season. And Aries season for you is mirror season. So when your opposite signs getting lit up by the sun and other energies will be moving into Aries as we go into April, you're getting this chance to really see yourself reflected in that oppositional energy, in that relational energy. Now, Libra, you guys have something going on there with that Magician. Powerful energy at work with you guys. You have something really intense going on, which is that Chiron has moved into Aries, and he will be there for many, many years. Chiron freaks people out when they hear that. They're like, I don't know what that means. I know it's this wounded healer guy, and it's like this about pain, and it's about self-expression, and it's about healing old wounds and old ways of doing things. That's true. But he's also really associated with deep wisdom, with deep knowledge, and also with making peace with what we've feared or what we've interpreted one way, and part of our lifetime is about interpreting it a new way, understanding that our wounds, our weaknesses are often something that actually gives us strength. So for you, in your oppositional sign of Aries here for the next several years, we are going to be working with your perception, 8 of Swords. Yes, there's some things going on here with growth, with change. You're going to be working on what that means when it comes to relationship, where you're feeling tenderness, sensitivity when it comes to relationships. So don't worry, this is a long-range transit. It's something that's supposed to take some time and work, honestly, in quite subtle, profound ways. 4 of Cups. There's that Mercury retrograde in Pisces. It's some of the dreamiest Mercury retrograde energy we could have, and we'll talk about that as we go through the cards. So you have a lot going on already, right? March, you're going to be feeling the different quality of this energy. Of course, for you, the Uranus and Taurus transit that will be beginning on the 6th, is an interesting one for you as well, Libra, because that is a transformational energy. That's in your house of death and transformation. That's in your house of revolutionizing your identity. Once again, that's going till 2026. So you can see how these energies are working with you to kind of have you reach new heights, put away self-limiting beliefs, let yourself have beautiful things and trust into it. Ten of Swords. And as I say that, Ten of Swords comes out. There's a reason for all of that, and I will talk to you about it, because part of what's going to be going on here with your 0-degree full moon, which is happening on March 20th as we usher in Aries season, mirror season, you're getting this full moon 0 degrees in your sign. It's very personal energy. You also have Venus in Aquarius most of the month. That's going to be a nice placement. That will be something that maybe feels a little more supportive of you, because it's more of that 5th house creative heart energy. But you have the 0-degree moon. You have these transits that are affecting your relational and your transformational houses. So you are stepping into some new territory. I mean, things are not going to be done the way that they have been done before. Judgment. And part of what we're doing here with your process, Libra, is we are learning how to not judge past versions of self. We are learning how to let that go so that we can just take in and accept the abundance that's coming through. Hierophant. Really powerful energy, guys. I'm going to pull one more card. And then we are going to talk through what I'm feeling for you, because there's something big going on. Knight of Pentacles. This is a strategy for this month. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I am filming this at the beginning of Pisces season. It's been a couple of days in, and I'm feeling it really, really strongly. Being predominantly fire and earth energy, when Pisces season begins, I have to modulate into this other way of feeling and thinking and doing, and it's really interesting to navigate. And Page of Wands. Once we hit into the end of Aries, or the end of March, we're really digging into Aries season. I do think you will feel a little bit more of that playfulness, that lightness, that movement again. But you do have some internal checking in that needs to occur this month. I think we can always use internal checking in, right? But because we have these different quality of energy shifts, because we have a 0-degree moon in your sign, and because we have a Mercury retrograde in Pisces in a house that really revolves around how you're showing up in your day-to-day life, how you serve others, how you take care of your body, you are kind of being asked to take it easy when you're getting used to this new energetic approach. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to have it figured out. Okay, so let's start with these two gorgeous cards, though, because here's the thing. This is the heart and soul of what the energy is trying to get you to look at and pay attention to. Two of Cups and the Magician are beautiful manifestation energies, right? I've been talking to you about how Chiron is going to be in Aries for many years here, and this month is one of the first months we're really digging into this new energy quality with that. And like I said, this is about healing, it's about nurturing, it's about understanding our own mythology, our own perceived weak points, our own perceived wounds, and turning them into gold. It's alchemy. And so a big part of what you will be noticing with relationships of all kinds is that you are asked to do that alchemy work. Now, in doing that, you will get closer to people, and you may be noticing already that there is a bonding and a closeness that starts to show up in your relationships that's very powerful. This is a month to get very intentional about what you want to share with people, what parts of yourself you want to show. I know you're good at keeping very specific aspects of yourself really hidden. And not everybody always knows what's going on with you, where you're feeling pain, or where you're feeling scared or nervous or uncertain, or even just a little bit insecure about something. And so this energy right here is an invitation to welcome in conversation about that. Magician energy is very much about conversation. It's about, speaking the words into truth. It's about using our words with impeccable grace. Speaking of Mercury retrograde, Magician and Mercury are very closely aligned. They both work through all the different elements, all the different levels of consciousness to bring messages, right? It's the messenger. So one thing you're going to be noticing is, what is your story around relationship, and where are you using your words to hurt yourself or others even? And that doesn't have to be about like out and out mean things, right? A lot of times we use subtle words in the way we talk about ourselves and the way we talk about what we love and who we love. So this is an invitation for that. I mean, I am seeing closeness here. I am seeing connection here. And there's something about there being somebody who really opens this up in you. Now, here's the thing, when you let somebody get close to you like that, when you open yourself up to the possibility of maybe moving through the world in a different way with relationship or opening up to that next level, it often opens up some of this triggering energy, right? 8 of Swords, 4 of Cups, 10 of Swords. It often opens us up to realizing we are having a death of an old self and that we are having a death of an old way of seeing our story. That we thought, this is the story I'm going to be living, this is who I'm going to be. And sometimes these stories, they can be really subtle. They're not always these big upheavals, right? They can be really subtle stories of what you thought your living situation was going to be like, or how you thought you were going to move through your relationship. And then as your relationship unfolds and your relationships and the people around you, you realize that you are actually somebody very different from that. With the Mercury retrograde in Pisces, what we are also being asked to do collectively, regardless of house placement, is go deep with our dreams, go deep with our mythology, go, kind of dissolve into the collective a little bit and let it bring us back into a new storyline. And all of these energies are so much about that, right? They all hold you back a little bit from making big movements, making big dramatic statements or shifts so that you can listen in. 10 of Swords, not so much. This is definitely just about the closeout of a long cycle, right? 10 of Swords is really the final end to an energetic cycle. Yes, of course, this is going to come in super dramatic fashion. And if you haven't been taking good care of yourself, if you haven't been listening into your intuition, it can feel a little bit more damaging, a little bit more dramatic. But often this comes as a self-realization of who we can no longer be, what we can no longer hold, who we can no longer hold. And often I find this is really, truly kind of an ego death, in the sense of you lose a character that you wrote yourself into. That character no longer exists. I mean, we have our own version of Game of Thrones going on inside of us. We represent different archetypes throughout our lives, and sometimes those characters get killed off, and then who are you? So this process right here is working our way into the 10 of Swords, which is about that final release. And there's something about connections and communications that are bringing up this cycle for you guys. So when you see these energies right here, don't fight this. This is pulling you in. It is pulling you internal. It's asking you to look in depth into your internal world, into your internal soul, into your internal space, and make sure that you're listening in and hearing whatever is coming up, whatever is bubbling up, because you are not supposed to be making huge dramatic shifts and changes this month. In fact, what you are supposed to be doing is just listening in. Notice your reactions to people. Notice how you pull away or retreat when somebody really wants to see you. Notice how you maybe pull away and retreat from a new identity that you are forming for yourself. Notice where you get feelings of vertigo and you kind of want to hide parts of yourself when new beautiful opportunities come in and you start to actually build this fortress around yourself. This is a very good month to kind of watch your own reality show, right? Watch yourself in these deep relationships, because the thing is, you're being asked to revolutionize this whole narrative, right? 10 of Swords straight into Judgment and Hierophant is quite the trilogy, my friends. This is no joke, because you have this death of the character, right? You have this death of a timeline. You have this death of who you've been. You are opening up. You're releasing old guilt, old wounds, old judgments of who you were. I mean, part of this whole Chiron and Aries thing, like I said, is to no longer judge any of those past versions of yourself, any of those past relationships you've had, any of those past perceived failings you've had, any of those past times where maybe you didn't do what you felt you should have been doing, any of that guilt stuff, any of that codependency stuff. There's no reason to judge any of it. Funnily enough, the Judgment card is a release of judgment. It is a release of the judgment we put on our past. These are about individuals rising up from the dead to receive grace. And so when you see the Judgment card, one of the things you are supposed to be working through there is deep grace. Once again, Uranus and Taurus is also in this transformational space for you, which you will be feeling. You will be feeling the shift through, but that's extremely powerful. And Judgment is also tied to Pluto. to that underworld and resurrection energy. So you may be noticing that a lot. I'm just going to give you a heads up right now that that energy could be working with you quite profoundly. Now the Hierophant is about stability, right? And actually I'm going to pull up this Knight of Pentacles because these two are such earthy, grounded, slow-moving energies. They don't make rash decisions, and in fact, they tend to make more conservative choices. Right? They don't move quickly through the world. They want to assess and understand the system. So you may be working with energies like this, right? You may be working with people who are a little slower, a little more reserved about how they share of themselves, a little bit more practical. But this is also about you. This is also about how you're moving through the world, right? You don't need to jump to a whole bunch of conclusions. Once again, Mercury retrograde is really important. We need that. I want to affirm that right now in this reading because it gets a bad rap, but what we're really doing there is we're integrating. And the soft gentleness of that Mercury in Pisces is asking us to just slow down, make some practical shifts in your lifestyle. Make some practical shifts in how you're taking care of your body. Listen into your nervous system. Actually, that's the message that's coming through. There's a lot going on with your nervous system, Libra. You guys utilize it a lot and you work really quickly with it. And I think sometimes you don't realize how much you need to let it rest. You don't have to carry that all on your shoulders all the time. So these energies are telling me that it's time to slow down. It's time to just let things assess. It's time to let some seeds in the ground do their work, do their magic. Now these are committed, firm energies. They don't waffle. These are not waffling energies. These are very much, if somebody says to you, I want to be here for you, I want to be here with you, I want to do or build this thing with you, listen to them. Because that energy is very solid. And it may make you want to run away. It may make you want to retract or take a step back or stay in the last energetic cycle. But Libra, you all are really being asked to let that old cycle go because it can't hold you anymore. It's too small of a container for you anymore. And so part of this earthy, grounded energy that I'm seeing showing up for you is that reality of like, no, it's time to grow. You can't, you've graduated to the next grade level. You've graduated to the next school. You can't stay there anymore. And these firmer energies are telling me that. And you may be noticing that there are people around you who are holding you accountable to that and saying, no, you wanted to move into this next level, so let's do it. So you have some depth going on here, my friends, and it does get kind of heavy, and you may be feeling that heaviness. Pisces season isn't known for being super easy on Librans, but Page of Wands here, once we hit into Aries season, we have this full moon illuminating you, illuminating who you want to become. You will be seeing it so clearly, and I think there will be this re-energizing, that's the word I'm looking for, re-energizing moment in March, at the end of March, when we start to feel that fiery, passionate mirror energy come in and we come out of the tail end of that Libra full moon, where you will be able to see exactly what went down the first 3 weeks of the month. And suddenly things will start to move. So my advice to you, have these deep conversations, open up to them, allow them to integrate, allow them to show you something about yourself. Take some extra time if you need to and pull back and listen in. But notice when you are cutting yourself off or when you're letting yourself open up because there's stability around you. And as you do that, you will be refining your process. And by the time you get to the end of the month, you're getting your answers. You're getting your clarity. You're getting your forward motion. And you may even find that conversations that are feeling a little stuck and stilted the first couple weeks of the month start to move in a more clear, crisp manner near the end of the month as well. So keep that in mind if you're kind of feeling through this energy. Okay, I'm going to close it out there. You can check me out on my website, SARAHTAROT.com, and you can also find me on Instagram at SarahVerba. I did change my handle, so you will now be looking for me at SarahVerba, just like my name in my channel.
You can find me at SARAHTAROT.com. I also want to tell you about a couple of the most amazing women in my life. I love to share what my friends do. That's just a big part of who I am and how I move through the world. So first of all, of course, I'm wearing PinkLune. I will leave her Etsy shop below. She is giving you 15% off all the amazing magical things she makes by hand, ethically sourced, one-woman show. I also want to tell you about one of my best friends, Taylor, who is this amazing, fun-loving, and solid human being who does marketing strategy, and she has been helping me and showing me so much, and I want to share with you, if you're looking for somebody who can help guide you in the process of just dealing with the monster of the internet and figuring out how to navigate things like Instagram or your website and find better strategies for how that will fit with you, and you want that holistic approach that's not just about numbers and deliverables but is also just about the whole feel of it, and you really want somebody who's going to tell you the truth and keep it consistent and help you in very clear ways, please go check out Taylor. She's amazing. I will leave her Instagram and website below. She works one-on-one with people. So I hope you go check her out if you're looking for something like that. Maybe that's part of your transformation. I love you guys. I do private sessions, so if you want to book one of those, I'm booking into the summer. So you just want to plan ahead and go check out my calendar. I will see you all very soon for the next reading for the next moon magic. I'm excited to do the Libra full moon. I hope you guys have a beautiful March.